Let's talk about some hacks for flip tricks. So I think learning flip tricks is easier on a bank ramp because it gives you a little more lift. A really mellow bank ramp, not something that's super steep, it's something that's kind of mellow like this. So you're not gonna actually roll your back ankle or anything, but it still gives you a little bit of lift. Another thing I think would really help with flip tricks that rotate this way is a shorter wheelbase. I actually think wheelbase is more important than the width of your board when you're choosing a board. Another thing I think helps with flip tricks is having a really light board, a light setup. Having these Thunder hollow lights helps me learn flip tricks compared to the indies that I was skating bigger boards, and just having a really light, nimble, quick spinning, quick flipping board like this, regular popsicle shape, I think that helps a lot with flip tricks. Now the holes I've got in here, I don't notice that they really do anything. I don't think it makes it more aerodynamic or anything, but it might help. One thing that helps me with flip tricks is having a new shoe with a hard edge right where you're flicking. So right on the edge of the board where you're doing kick flips, 3 flips, hard flips, everything, front side flips, having that hard edge that's not soft and beaten down really helps me with my flip tricks. So since I've got new shoes, relatively new shoes today, I'm gonna be doing more flip tricks. For me, when I've worn my shoe down and the sole's really thin, it's better for like skating transition and stuff like that, but I like to have a hard edge. And kind of a new shoe for even heel flips. I like the Kyle Walker Pro 2s for heel flips because they got this big like point to the heel and they actually do really grab onto the board. So for me, these work really good for flip tricks. Another thing is just being thin. When you're kind of heavy, it's just more weight, it's harder to get up higher, and so losing a little weight is gonna help you with flip tricks. Sometimes having a wider board can allow you to land on the board easier, but having a thinner board allows you to flip it easier, so it's different for different people. Some people will say having a wider board, especially in the front where your front foot lands, will be easier to land flip tricks. So you just gotta kind of try things out, see what works for you. Some people like to go down something when they're learning flip tricks, like going downstairs, going off a ledge. For me, I like to go up something. I like a little bit of lift because I'm a little bit heavier. Having a little lift gives me extra time and I don't have to worry about as much pressure coming down. So if I land with my ankle wrong, I'm not gonna roll my ankle or break my ankle like I might if I was going downstairs. It's a lot more impact, but going up something, you still feel light, have a little more time, but you don't feel like you're gonna hurt yourself as much. Also just time, spending more time doing flip tricks is gonna help you get better at flip tricks. With me, with skateboarding, I have to skateboard so desperately that even if every skateboarding company in the world went out of business, I would pay a company to build my own press, even if they didn't sell presses anymore, and press my own boards. So having good pop definitely helps with flip tricks, especially 360 flips for me. So when I start getting razor tail like this, lately, I've been flipping my board around. That's hard because the nose is steeper than the tail. You got to get used to that. But besides that, it's worked pretty good. And after that, I actually go back to the tail, chop it off, and move the wheelbase in like a centimeter or so. Just keep skating it. I don't really need a lot of pop for skating ramps, you know, any kind of skate park skating, manuals, stuff like that. But for flip tricks, for some reason, I just need a little bit of pop. I need to get up higher, have a little more time. Because I am kind of heavy. Everybody's different, you know, you might be taller, your feet might be bigger, some people's legs are longer, some people's torsos are longer. So I feel like if your legs are longer, then maybe a longer wheelbase might be better for you. But if your legs are a little shorter, maybe a shorter wheelbase, maybe if your feet are a little bigger, a wider board. If your feet are a little smaller, a thinner board. So most of my videos and most of YouTube in general is a lot of rambling. If you don't like rambling, you could watch like cute kitten videos, maybe hamster videos. But most of YouTube is a lot of talking. So I stand by everything I've said on YouTube. I don't think there's anything I've said in any video that I would just go back and change. It's really hard to change my convictions or my beliefs on any type of issue. You'd have to have a really strong argument and you probably still wouldn't get anywhere with me. I'm pretty stubborn. If I was about 40 years older, I could remember a time when the cool guys listened to metal. But the only people I remember listening to metal growing up would be people who played Dungeons and Dragons and World of Warcraft. You know, like skinny guys, long hair, play video games. So that's my idea of metal. And it's probably yours too. It's probably your experience. I don't know what this next generation is like. You know what I'm talking about. Like, if you're on a date with a girl and she says that she's a witch, well, if it was me personally, it'd be over. But for most guys these days, they're like, oh wow, that's interesting. But if a girl's on a date with a guy and he says he's a warlock, the date's over, period. You know, she's gonna either fake a phone call from her friend in labor or go to the bathroom and never come back. So yeah, I don't know about putting metal music in my videos. I kind of liked punk rock music growing up, but I'm kind of tired of everything I liked growing up. Like when I was younger, when I was in my early 20s, this just blew over here. I liked to dress kind of quirky and weird, you know, listen to Bella and Sebastian, and I thought I was artistic. I'd like to draw. I went to art school, but now I'm kind of sick of all that. You know, I wear basketball shorts every day. I'm like one of those guys that doesn't try on a third date, that just wears basketball shorts, but that's me every day. I think it's important to go off topic a little bit in these videos and just talk about some personal stuff, some stuff that's not skateboarding. But then I get back to the skateboarding. So I'm gonna go rapid fire, talk about a few more tips. So having a new board and new shoes helps with flat ground stuff like flip tricks. That might not help with manuals or skating ramps, but having a new board, having new pop, fresh tail, that helps with flip tricks. The amount of concave the board has definitely affects the flip tricks. Having a little more concave might help you. Having a little less concave might make you catch it better. Having a steeper tail might help you with hard flips or frontside flips, but having a more mellow tail might help you with other tricks. Maybe kick flips. So for me, I'm more rigid when I first start skating. I have to skate mini ramp, maybe roll around the park a little bit to loosen up before I can start doing flip tricks. I can't jump right into flip tricks and warm up with them. I just feel a little stiff. So maybe loosen up a little bit, stretch. You have to realize the way your kickflip looks now is not the way your kickflip's going to look. If you keep practicing, you're going to get better and better. So practice, play skate, play games of skate with your friends, and actually try. Don't be afraid to try and lose. Don't be afraid to lose. Don't be afraid that your friend might be better than you. You know, maybe your friend's better than you at skateboarding. Who cares? Doesn't even matter. It's not the end of the world. We're all narcissists now, and all of us think we're the greatest because our mommies told us we're the greatest. But you're not the greatest, you know? You're not any better than anyone else, so don't be afraid to play skate with them. Don't be afraid to lose. Lose at skate. Play skate with people that are better than you. It actually doesn't help people to hang out with people that don't push them and don't put them down. You know, people need to put each other down. We need to insult each other sometimes. That's how we become better, you know? In this culture, everything's too safe. Nobody's ever going to grow if they don't get hurt or insulted. So play skate with some people that might be mean to you. So another thing that helps me personally is rest. Mondays are my best day of skateboarding. Because over the weekend, I hang out with my girlfriend. I don't really skate. I do other things. I lay around a lot, you know? Don't do anything. And then Monday, I get back on my board and start skating again. And I skate better because my body's had some rest. I'm old, you know, I need rest. But we all do. You know, if you're trying the same trick over and over, take a break from that, do something else. Because I really do build up that muscle memory. If I'm doing hard flips or something, I'm doing them wrong over and over, I have to stop for a little bit, do something else, and then go back to it. Also, stay over your flip tricks. You know, a lot of people fling them one way or the other. Work on having a more powerful scoop and a quicker flick. A quicker scoop and flick is going to help you with flip tricks, and staying over it, not jumping one way or the other to compensate for the way you're flipping it wrong. If you're a kid and you're having trouble with flip tricks, it's probably because you're a kid and you're weak. Your legs are weak. Keep working out, run, you know, strengthen your legs, do balance exercises. I'm old, you know, I'm probably weak too, but in a different way. Like, my legs were strong in my early 20s, and if you're like a teenager, you know, they haven't really developed yet. You're still growing, so give it a little time, keep practicing, and you'll get stronger. I think my 3-flip definitely depends on having a really quick, strong flick and scoop. You know, I'm just really scooping it as hard as I can, really quick, and it's not even hard. It's that I'm doing it fast. The same thing with blunt to fakies. People tell me that my blunt to fakies look like I'm really popping hard, but I'm not popping hard. I'm just popping quick. As soon as I get into it, I pop out. So that's some quick tips about how to learn flip tricks. I hope it was helpful to you guys. Scroll through my channel, check out my other videos, check out my eBay in the description below. I sell some skate stuff on there. Check out my e-commerce store. Hit up all the links in the description, and thanks for watching.